Good morning.
Morning.
Day 63, would you believe it? And we're on the old military road, which appears on the map to be nice and flat. Although we've had a good 45-minute, 45-degree hike to get up here, which was quite strenuous. But we knew that. And that's most of the ascent out of the way, although it's not going to be flat as in walking down the high street. It's flat as in walking a path in the Scottish Highlands, which means lots of little ups and downs. But we've left Lochleven now, after having a good night's sleep, recuperated, filled the fuel tanks, and we've got about a 15, maybe 16 mile hike all the way into Glen Nevis and then over to Fort William. And that's our destination for tonight. And we have a rest day tomorrow. No, we don't. We have a rest day the day after. Tomorrow we have a nice flat walk up the loch.
Great Glen Way.
Okay, yes, what they call a Loch Lochy, isn't it? Up the Loch Lochy. And should be quite easy. And then a lovely rest day. Depending on how we feel tonight, we might switch them round. But that's the plan for the day. The sun's out a bit too early this morning. It looked very cloudy as we got up, which was going to be good. Nice start. But it's got very sunny, which looks beautiful, but gets rather warm. We've climbed all the way out of the valley that led us from Kinlochleven towards Fort William, towards this loch here, Lochen Ara, I think, something like that anyway. Oh, what a beautiful setting that is. In fact, the skies are almost clear blue. Makes it even better. Fabulous. And we've just come over halfway for the day. I've just got to go over this last little summit and then downhill for about 5 miles to Fort William. We definitely broke the back of today. So a lunch stop. And the last little bit of the pass up there. Just coming to the part where we descend into Glen Nevis, and the huge mass that is Ben Nevis has just appeared for the first time today. It's the huge rock dome there, absolutely massive. I have to say that this is a strange view of Ben Nevis because it's under cloud for 9 out of 10 days of the year apparently. At least shrouded in mist on the top. That is massive. Well, we finally reached Glen Nevis, just underneath the huge Ben Nevis there. Very deep cut valley, leading on to numerous campsites, caravan sites, everything. And Fort William just round the corner to the left there. So not long to go now, less than an hour. Well, this might not look pretty, but this is Fort William. It's quite an iconic moment for us, and for anybody doing the West Island Way. Obviously it's their end. For us it's a bit like the Wall in Game of Thrones, because in a couple of days' time we're going beyond the Wall into the wild. But today we're finishing in about 20 minutes, in about 16 miles. Been a really good day. Probably the hottest day of the year so far for us anyway, but it's been a good walk, enjoyed it. Spirits are really high again after flagging the last couple of days. They've been hard, and we're now looking forward to an easy day up the loch tomorrow, and then a rest day in Fort William. Can't wait for that. But what a brilliant view. Good morning.
Morning.
This is day 64. Coincidentally, the 29th of June, my 64th birthday. Happy birthday to me. We've started from Fort William this morning. Destination Achnacarry, probably about 11 miles. But as you join us, we're just passing Neptune's Staircase, which is a series of blocks built about 150 years ago to try to help ships getting from the east coast to the west coast without having to go right round the tip of Scotland. Comes through the Great Glen, Loch Ness, Loch Lochy, and then some canals to what is a Neptune Staircase. You might notice that the canal is wider than the normal canals, and that's specifically because it used to take sea ships and not just canal ships, so we'll go from coast to coast. Unfortunately, when it was built, by the time it was built, the ships had got so much faster that they went right around the tip of Scotland anyway, and they were fast enough to avoid the Spanish pirates apparently. A little bit of history there. Not sure how many locks there are. It looks like it's about, I thought there was more than that, wasn't there? About 8 or 9 maybe. And keep going up one, and then another one appears. Yeah, we're up, I think that's the last one there, isn't it? So there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, I can't count them down the stream now. I think it's about 8. Takes us to the loch. Oh, it takes us onto the canal which leads us to the loch, so for most of the day we'll be following either the canal or the loch, past Gairlochie and up to Achnacarry. Day started very cloudy and quite cold, but only within an hour it's burnt, the sun's burnt everything off, and I think it's going to be another scorching day. So we've got plenty of water on board, and we'll see how today goes. Now we're coming up to Moy Bridge. It's about a mile short of Gairlochie, and the weather has just suddenly got absolutely boiling again. beautiful. You can see how wide the loch is here, wide enough to take seafaring vessels, which is what obviously it was designed for. Some of the cloud formations are quite unusual as well. Saw one yesterday that was the actual shape of the British Isles. Amazing. Well, we're still on the Caledonian Canal, which is very close to the River Lochie at this point. It's a massive river, but what a feat of engineering this must have been to build this. I think 200 years ago. And just imagine Thomas Telford coming along here and saying, right lads, it's 5,000 of you, and there's a load of picks, shovels, horses and carts and some wheelbarrows. Oh, and a little bit of dynamite in case you get stuck with the rocks. I want a trench building from one coast to the other. You can use some locks. It'll be 10 metres wide, 6 metres deep. Crack on. I'll see you in 10 years. It's just amazing. 199 years ago it was finished. We've now left the Caledonian Canal and moved up into the forest just above the river and the road. We've got about a 2-mile walk now to Achnacarry, or 2.5 miles, something like that, and that'll be our final destination today. It's a nice short day, nice easy day, very hot day. Just walking along the side of Loch Lochie. I think they ran out of names and thought, it's a loch, we'll call it Loch Lochie. I had one of those daft votes years and years ago. Probably not. It's absolutely beautiful though. Looks like a salmon hatchery over there. Salmon farm. Yeah. We're just coming towards the end of our very short day for today. Almost at Achnacarry, on the banks of Loch Lochie. Great name for a loch. But the views along this shore are just mesmerising. It's absolutely glorious. Probably something to do with the weather, but that is fantastic. It doesn't get much better than that. We've only done about 12, maybe 13 miles today, and it's been perfectly flat all day, so I guess this has probably been our easiest day of the whole trip so far, apart from that rock that I nearly tripped over. Don't know who put that there. Dangerous things, rocks in the wrong place. So we're nearly at Achnacarry, day 64 over, and we're now on countdown. I think we've got 17 to go, so it's getting really close now. You can feel it touching distance. So tomorrow is a rest day. I'm back in Fort William, and then we start back from here the day after on what is going to be the toughest section of the whole trip up through the Highlands. And tomorrow in particular, in the first day in particular, we go over the highest Belach in Scotland. Well, not in Scotland, in the Scotland part of our trip. Belach is a mountain pass. Apparently there's no path on it at all, so we just have to find our way. That'll be fun and games, so I think we need a rest day to prepare ourselves, which we will do. Bye for now.